A very warm welcome to everyone, dignitaries, participants, and well wishers who have joined us today on behalf of NHRD Bangalore chapter. My name is Achla, and I work as a talent development partner with an MNC. And aside of my work, I'm passionate about fitness and HR strategy. I also happen to be a keynote speaker on various forums and am a published author. But beyond everything else, I have been associated with the NHRD Bangalore chapter ever since 2018 in various capacities. And today, I have the proud privilege of donning the hat for being your host for this particular segment. A very warm welcome to all of us and to everyone. And with that, we get started. A bit about HR Showcase. It is the flagship event of NHRD in Bangalore chapter, which is held annually. The HR Showcase is held in a unique trade show style event for HR professionals to present their most impactful HR practices and initiatives, learn about practices in other organizations, network with peers, and compete for the coveted Grand HR Showcase Awards. Last year, the event got footfalls in the range of more than 2,000 participants. Our aim to make the showcase one of the best platforms for the HR fraternity to present HR excellence, spanning a range of unique sensibilities from an intellectual reimagining of concepts and cultures to an intuitive adaptability for significant business impact. It is not just for best practices from different organizations, but the showcase is also a must attend event for HR professionals as it has different offerings from workshops, keynote sessions, mentoring opportunities, knowledge sessions, offbeat sessions, and the list goes on and on. NHRD Bangalore chapter, in collaboration with the National HRD Network, NHRDN, is excited to deep dive and kickstart the annual signature event, the 11th HR Showcase for 2022. First and foremost, I would like to call upon Chaitanya N. Sreenivas, President of NHRD Bangalore, who comes with a work experience of 25 years across firms in corporate consulting and corporate finance. He has also championed the transformation and adoption of new age methodologies at scale, driving enterprise wide co created solutions. Over to you, Chini.
Thank you very much, Achala, and a very good morning to all of you. A warm welcome to all our past chapter presidents, the national chapter board members, HR professionals and practitioners, and guests this morning. It is indeed a privilege to be here amongst all of you. A little bit about the Bangalore chapter. The Bangalore chapter was established in the year 1989, so there is deep legacy and history. It was established as an autonomous, not for profit organization, playing a catalyst role in grooming HR and professional leaders for tomorrow. So, this idea was very simple. How do we get a HR for HR team together for tomorrow? Currently, the Bangalore chapter has over 2,000 members. We meet every last Thursday of the month at our monthly thought leadership meeting. And we run numerous initiatives, programs for professionals, academia, and students alike, and is probably one of the most vibrant HR for HR bodies in the country. Maybe a little bit more about ourselves and NHRDN. Our key objectives have they've evolved. It's to augment knowledge and skills relevant to HR, to generate, acquire, and continuously develop new knowledge and skills in this ever evolving space, to disseminate HR knowledge and skills among all of us, the HR professionals and practitioners, to share information and experience. And that's something we are very, very adamant about, to share the information and experiences. And finally, to strengthen the HR movement in the country by doing two things: drawing the attention of chief executives, C suites of different organizations, agencies, government departments to the holistic HR philosophy and processes and their benefits, and B, assisting organizations, agencies in designing, implementing HR systems, evaluating the impact of HR systems and processes, and feeding back the results for improvement. If you would like to know more details about us, please log into nhdbangalore.com and we'll have more information for you. So, like Achala mentioned, the HR Showcase is a flagship annual event held in collaboration with the national chapter. We are now in its 11th edition and able to sustain this. It was originally initiated as a physical event, but COVID kind of threw a spanner in that. We have resulted in a virtual event. And this year, too, we decided to go virtual just so that we can get participation both nationally and internationally. And I welcome all of you to join as well. Last year, as Achala mentioned, we had 2,000 plus participants, about 60 plus practices presented through the virtual booths, and the entire meet was conducted on the Air Meet platform. We are on track to have more participation and engagement as well this year. In addition to the learning conclave, the virtual booths are a unique feature where each company is presenting its unique practices. And for ease, we have four different categories. There's the corporate HR best practices, number two, CSR initiatives, three is academia, and four is innovation, where we have HR startups. Please take time to visit the booths during the next 2 days, whether it's in between sessions or we have some dedicated time slots. And just to help not just understand what the new practices are, but also to provide your feedback. There are a lot of innovations that are coming up. It would be great to have your feedback. In the past, if that's any indication, there have been some of the most innovative and best practices showcased, which have now become mainstream. And this year would be no different. Certainly make it worth your time by visiting these booths and also giving your feedback to the practitioners. Moving on, this year, the theme of the event is the evolving three W's: the work, workplace, and the workforce. Post the pandemic, and I'm going to be a little careful here. I hope I can say that we are post the pandemic. The year 2022 has triggered a new normal, and it's challenging and targeting what we assume the workplace, and workforce. This manifests in adopting new mindsets, behaviors, building new skills, re engineering HR practices, systems, culture, infrastructure, technology. And this is what we hope to bring together over the next 2 days. The master classes and panel discussions in the Learning Conclave have been designed and curated keeping this theme in mind. Over the next 2 days, we have eminent speakers from various industries and sectors who will be deep diving and discussing and providing some of the best practices, trends, what's heading in our direction, etc., as we grapple together on these in the coming months and years. Hope you can join us over the next 2 days and actively engage in these sessions. As we start and kick off the session, I would like to thank everyone who has contributed to make this happen: past presidents, national chapter board members, the large 50 plus volunteers who have put in their time, the eminent jury members who have gone through each submission, and of course, my colleagues in the executive committee and our sponsors. Looking forward to a great 2 days and hope you all have fun while learning. And Achala, I know we have a packed session. I'm not going to take up too much time, and we have speakers from all over the world joining us, so we will have to coordinate a little bit. Back to you, and as we take our time to get Krish on online here, and he's traveling as well. Krish is no stranger to most of us, and we are happy to and lucky to have him this morning. Over back to you, Achala.
Thank you so much, Chini. And the entire overview of 2 days itself gets all of us very excited. And just to give a bit of a glimpse into what's lined up in the next 2 days, I do not want to deep dive and name out these sessions because that's going to be a big surprise for you. But given that, just like how Chini was mentioning, the new normal has set in, and how new normal has impacted each of our lifestyles. Some of the various new terms have come in, and I'm sure a lot of y'all have blogged as well and also spoken about all of these new terms as well whenever you have gotten a chance to interact with people over LinkedIn or even interact with people across networks like NHRD. And we will be deep diving into those topics as well. However, going forth, we will also have something very interesting lined up for you. That is, one is we will have continuous polls that will be there, and I'm sure all of you all have already seen some of the poll features that have come in and participated in it. We will also be having, we will also be rather observing the questions or the suggestions and views that you will be sharing with us, because as Chini was mentioning, it's not a one way communication. We would love to have your feedbacks, we would love to have your views and thoughts also baked into the session, and that's how we will be building in. So that is all is lined up. Please give us a few seconds while we get started with the next segment.
And Achala, if I can add, while we start with the next session, um, over the 2 days, we have master classes, we have panel discussions, and of course, we have our booths that you can go take a look. If you have registered, you should be able to attend all of this through a single registration. So please take your time to get through this. 2 days of a lot of fun, a lot of learning, and again, I want to stress we are looking for feedback, and not just us. It's the practitioners who are showcasing their best practices as well.